Yeah. Did I get it? Yay! It's recording. Okay. So you guys may or may not know, Leslie and I had the privilege of going to the Platinum Edge event here in Dallas, Texas, this past weekend. Mind blowing, utterly mind blowing. Like, I honestly feel like this event is better than Summit. I would almost tell people it's better to invest your money in the Platinum Edge than it is investing your money in Summit. I love Summit. Don't get me wrong. It's great to be around that many coaches. But this is really geared toward business building training. And it was fan-freaking-tastic. It was amazing. So I will probably be sharing with you guys a little tidbit of everything that we've learned over the next couple of weeks. It's got us covered for the next couple of weeks, but I want you guys to know every single thing that we learned while we were there, because I want y'all's businesses to take off just as much as ours were. We had to take it all in 3 days. I'm going to split it up into weeks for y'all because it's too much to try to share. So the first topic that we are definitely going over tonight is personal branding. This was a workshop that Michelle Myers did. She's one of the top coaches in the company. And as you guys know, it's really easy to, well, we all offer the same thing. It's Beachbody Coaches, right? We all have the same products. We have the same workouts. We have the same Shakeology. We have the same performance line. The only thing that makes it different is you. You're the only person that's the different factor in everything that's going on. So when people can go on Amazon and buy the Beachbody products, they can buy them from anywhere. They can go on eBay and buy Beachbody products or Shakeology, but why would they want to come to you to get help from you? So hashtag truth bomb just got dropped. So we're going to do a quick power of you quiz. So this is where the pen and paper comes in handy for you guys. So oh, excuse me. This is not something that I want you guys to spend a lot of time thinking about. It's literally the first thing that comes to your mind when I ask you these questions. Okay? So this is really just figuring out what your place and your purpose is when it comes to coaching. So first question. Hi, Michelle. Welcome to the call. You probably don't want a pen and paper for this one. It's going to be epic. Ready. Okay. First question. When you're in a bookstore, what section of the store are you drawn to? And you can just come up with like your first 2 or 3 areas. Or if you are an online audio shopper like myself, which section do you go to? All right. Question number 2. Write down 3 questions or topics or categories that you're asked about the most often. What are like 3 things that people come to you, the 3 most common questions that you get from people? Like, are you really into fitness? Are you really motivated? Are you really busy? And people are like, how do you make the time to do all of that? That type of stuff. Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. My mom is getting on my last good nerve. This is why you don't tell your mom what's going on with you. My doctor told me I was anemic, and she's like, oh my God, you need to. She just sent me this entire dissertation about what I need to be eating. Okay. Question number 3. If you were a superhero, and this is a regular superhero, not the superheroes who can fly and can read people's minds and they're invisible and all that stuff. If you were a superhero, what would your superpower be? Like, are you really consistent? Are you really good with time management? Are you really good at motivating people? Are you funny? Are you charismatic? Are you a hard worker? Are you self-disciplined? Those type of things. What would your superpower be? And list 3 of them. Okay. This is a good one, and it's going to take us all back. What did you enjoy doing when you were 10 years old? I know. Take it back. If you can't go back to 10, go back to 15. As young as you can remember. Maybe not as young. Don't go further back than 10. But if you can only get to like 14, then just take it there. What were the things that you enjoyed doing? All right. Looking back on your life 20 to 30 years from now, what do you hope is said about you? So 20, 30 years in the future, what do you hope that people will say about you? Okay, we got two more. If people who know you had to say what's most memorable about you, what would most people say? So if people had to say what's memorable about you, what would most people say is memorable about you? Okay. And then what message getting out means more to you than the money coming in? So what message do you want to get out to people that means much more to you than any money that can come in? Like, is it that anybody can do this, that you can change your life, whatever message is important to you, and that's the message you want to get out to people, whether you make a dime off of them or not. Okay. All right. And now we are going to play the top 3 challenge real quick. So you can flip the sheet over. You can keep going on the page that you have. I'm going to give you guys one word. You're going to write down the first 3 words that come to your mind when I tell you this word. And we got a few words, but these are good. So just the first 3 things that come to your mind. Don't try to contemplate or think about it too hard. Just the first 3 things. All right. So the first word, priorities. Okay. Next word, values. 3 things that come to mind when you hear the word values. So trustworthy, honest, kind, giving, whatever. Just examples. All right. Next word, personality. 3 things that come to mind. So you're smart, energetic, funny, introverted, shy. Okay. Next word, skills. So what skills do you have? Top 3 words that come to mind when you hear the word skills. Very good leader. You're good at writing. Fundraising. Some people are really good at selling. Motivating people. Are you a good disciplinarian? Just 3 things you have skills at. Are you very organized? Are you good with time management? Those type of things. All right. Next, this will be a fun one. Interest. So the first 3 things to come to mind when you hear the word interest. Somebody's like, what are you interested in? What do you like to do? We have one more. All right. And the last one is experiences. So where has life taken you? Experiences that you've had to deal with. Have you had to deal with obesity or depression or, you came from a divorced household, drug abuse, or just where life has taken you? Struggles in college, bad relationships, that type of stuff. Okay. So this is all obviously a part of branding. It's a part of you. And a lot of times we don't think about these type of things when we're doing our posts or incorporating our posts. But if you can have these type of things in your mind when you're putting your posts together, it's going to be huge. But the big thing that you're trying to do is relate everything that we've gone through to our corporate brand of health and fitness. So Beachbody's brand of health and fitness, how does that relate to your personal brand? So say for your priorities that family is a big priority for you. How can you relate your personal brand of family and how that's important to you to Beachbody, or what that's brought into your life for your family? If it's brought a healthier version of yourself, does that mean you have more energy for your kids? Does that mean you have, the financial freedom to put them in a summer group that they wanted to participate in? Does it, mean that you're a more confident parent for them? Or does it mean if fun or traveling is a part of your thing? How has Beachbody helped you be able to travel? Or, are you more confident on those beach vacations that you get to go on? You can rip your shirt off now. Those type of things. So here's a big thing that we're talking about with branding. Once you create what your brand is going to be, and all of this that we just went through is a part of your brand, it's you, then your brand must tell a story. So the basic story that every brand has, there's a character, of course, in the story. The character has a problem. The character then finds a guide to kind of help them through that problem. And the guide finds that solution to the character's problem. And then the guide motivates the character to take action. You guys are the guide in these stories. Your customers are your characters. You're the one who's going to help them see and realize, oh, wow, I really can lose the weight. You're the one that's going to motivate them and find the solution, the fitness program that's going to help them lose the weight. You're the one that's going to motivate them to get through the internal struggles that they have. So if they're depressed, you're there to encourage and support them on the days where they can't really push for the workout or they're really feeling down about themselves. You're the one to help them with that solution. Maybe you provide them with a personal development book that helped you. Girl boss, you're a badass, something like that, something that helped them. So that's what your part in the brand, in making your brand or creating your brand, is going to be. So we went through the top 5 branding mistakes. This blew my whole mind when we went through these. I was like, okay, number 1 right off the bat, she had me tagged. So number 1 is making yourself the hero of the story. I am so guilty of that. So many times I was so guilty of being like, oh my gosh, I know where you're at. I was 40 pounds overweight. I was so depressed. It was horrible for me. Beachbody has helped me do this. I feel confident again. I love myself again. I feel great in my skin. And I was just making myself out to be so wonderful and so great. And you know what your customer is hearing? That's great for you, but how does that help me? Like, how is that going to show me what I can do? And I immediately on Friday started implementing this and talking to people from my sneak peek and people who were interested in doing the fitness program. And like I said, you guys are the guide. So really just showing them, if they say, I'm 40 pounds overweight and I just want to lose the weight. And it's like, okay, that's great. How does being 40 pounds or 50 pounds or 60 pounds overweight make you feel? How does that affect your family? And they tell you those type of things. So you start dealing with those internal things and you let them know, all right, so we can help you. I can definitely help you lose that 40 pounds or that 50 pounds. And we can definitely help you get, more energetic or have that energy back. And you encourage them. The people who were in my sneak peek, I was telling them, I was like, so what did you like best about it? They're like, oh, I love the fact that, you have a knack for helping people and it's a really positive environment. I'm a really positive person. I really like helping people. And I'm like, awesome. So you're already doing what we do as coaches. So instilling in them that you're already doing this. So why not, join a team and get paid for it? You might as well. Instilling in them that belief and elevating that success of other people, letting them know that it is possible for them. So being the guide to their story instead of being the hero yourself. All right, number 2, top branding mistake, clarity. So when somebody goes to your page and maybe scrolls down for the last, maybe 5 or 6 posts, how hard is it for them to find out how to do business with you? Is there a call to action in your last 5 or 6 posts? Did you do a challenge post that says, hey, you want to join my next challenge? Message me here. Message me below. Comment below. Do they have a call to action to know how to join your challenge group? Is there somewhere on your page that's easy for them to find where they know how they can join your next sneak peek or join your coaching opportunity? Do they even know that it's available for them? Do they know this by scrolling through the last few posts on your page? Because the harder it is for them to find that information, the more customers you're going to end up losing. So if it's not prevalent on your page, they're going to be like, I had no idea that I could even join you. I never knew that it was even open. I see you posting about coaching and it looks fun, but I never knew I could join you. If they don't know, you'll lose them and they'll go to somebody else and you'll be like, oh my God, they would have made a great coach. Why didn't they come ask me? Well, you never put it on your page for them to find out how. So, and then also making sure that along with clarity, making sure that you have a very targeted market. You want people to unfollow you. You want people to look at some of your posts and be like, okay, I liked that first post she put up, but this one, I don't really like that much. So I don't really want to follow her anymore. Good. That's perfect. Because that means you're getting rid of somebody who's not like you and you don't want to work with people who are not like you. Trust me on that. If I had one person, a coach who has thankfully now quit, who was the most pessimistic person I think I've ever worked with in my entire life. And it was draining for me because that's not my personality at all. So be focused and be very specific about who you're branding to. If you are specifically branding towards moms who work full time and don't have time to work out, that's your brand and that's who you want to talk to. You don't want to say, hey, this group is open for guys and girls, any age group that you want to be in. You can be married, you can be single, you can not have kids, you can have kids, you can like dogs or cats or gerbils it's too many people. It's too much. Gear it down, be specific, be real targeted with your marketing. Know who you want to talk to, who you want to work with. It's okay. You're not supposed to help everybody. That's why we have so many coaches, because there's somebody that they're going to connect with. All right, number 3, selling to the external problems. So the average businesses sell solutions to external problems. It Works is a great example of an average business. They're like, oh, you have belly fat and you want to lose that belly fat around your waist. You should put a wrap on it. That's the external stuff. But if you're not dealing with those issues for why they got there in the first place. So say you're working with a mom who's affected now by depression. She can't get out of the bed to help her kids in the morning. She has no energy to play with her children anymore because she's so overweight. She hates what she sees when she looks in the mirror. She doesn't feel attractive to her husband anymore. Somebody like a guy who's trying to go to the beach and just doesn't feel comfortable taking off his shirt anymore. And that self-consciousness that he now feels, you know what that's like. You know what that feels like. And that's what you're trying to relay to your customers now. You're trying to be the top performing businesses sell to those internal problems. So yes, if somebody comes to you and says, I need to lose 40 pounds. Okay, awesome. What would it mean for you to lose that 40 pounds? How does it feel right now with you being overweight? What does that make you feel like? What do you see and what do you feel when you look in the mirror? Those are the things that we have to delve deep into and ask those questions. I started asking those questions this was the first lesson that we got when we got there on Friday. Started implementing it immediately, signed 2 coaches over the course of the weekend, one on Friday, one on Sunday. Just simply by delving into what are those deep-rooted issues. And so finding those deep-rooted issues, sharing them within your own story is huge. When you're sharing your story on your page, not just sharing about your weight loss, but sharing what that's done for you. So if you're in a new dress that you had a dress that was hanging in your closet for 2 years, or an outfit hanging in your closet for 2 years that you weren't able to get into, and you were finally able to get into that outfit, yes, it's great that you're able to get into these new clothes that are 2 or 3 or 4 sizes smaller, but what does that feel like on the inside for you? Do you have more confidence? Do you have more self-love? Are you more excited? Are you happy to look in the mirror now? Are you taking more selfies of yourself because you just feel confident and you love how you look? That's the stuff that people want to relate to. That's the stuff that people are going to relate to. So making sure that we're not selling towards those external problems. Number 4, biggest marketing mistake or branding mistake, basing success on the wrong number. So we put a lot of focus on making sure that you're always adding to your network, which is great. But it's really not about the number of followers that you have on Instagram or Facebook or Periscope or Twitter or whatever. You can have a whole bunch of followers. You can put up a post. You can get 150 likes on that post or whatever. But if nobody is engaging with you and you're not able to turn any of those likes into customers, there's a problem. You should be able to have that type of engagement where people want to take action and work with you. So it's great if people are commenting on your post and that they're liking, you're like, woo, I got 350 likes. Yeah, but how many coaches did you sign this month? Or how many people were you able to help with the challenge pack this month? Are you able to turn those followers into customers/coaches? That's the big thing. That's the big focus. So if you only have 600 followers, but 450 of them are now your customers and your coaches, then you are doing something right. Cool? All right. And then number 5, and this is the biggest one of all, it's inconsistency is the top mistake that people make with branding. I don't know if you guys have ever fallen off track with posting on social media, but trying to start over and rebuild that consistency with people again it's a horrible feeling to have to start all over again. So none of what I said is going to matter. None of the clarity, none of, being their guide, none of working with them internally is going to matter if you're not consistent. If you're not consistent with your workouts, if you're not consistent with your personal development, if you're not consistent on social media, the top coaches in this company are going to post 2 to 3 times a day, regardless of what's going on in their life. Mindy Lawhorn's husband was going through cancer, and that girl posted 3 times a day, every day, sharing about it. She did not let life get in the way of throwing her off of this. So basing your job on a purpose and realizing the purpose of me posting on social media and remaining consistent is so that when somebody is ready to pull that trigger and say, hey, I'm ready to get help and I want it from that person, they can look in their feed and they know that you've been there the entire time. They're like, you know what? She is a really consistent person. She's always posting positive stuff. She's always posting, stuff about fitness. He really has I know I can go to his page and he can tell me something about fitness, or, I'm going to get a consistent story, maybe something about your dog that I'm going to see. I know I can go to his page for that. So consistency is obviously a choice that you have, but it is going to be the make or break for your business. Nobody wants to work with a coach who's not consistent at all. So does all of that make sense? And are there any questions so far on that? I know oh, yes, I'm ready.
Could you repeat number 2? My Wi-Fi kind of cut out when you
said okay. All right. Number 2 was update your Wi-Fi. No, I'm kidding. Number 2 was clarity. So it is, how hard is it for your customers to know how to do business with you? How far do they have to scroll down in your newsfeed to try to find where they can do business with you, where they can join your challenge group, where they can join your free group? And then how targeted is your marketing? They had a really good topic on the dudes of Beachbody came up there, and they were basically like, you don't need to. They were like, if you're not interested in working with women, then don't. If that's not who you're geared towards working with, then don't do it. But he was like, because I mean, with women, you have to be a little more sensitive, and they do have to coddle us and tell us, that we're beautiful, and regardless of how we feel about ourselves, and we're so wonderful and we're so great, and we're like, oh my God, he's great, he's so awesome, he's telling me I was beautiful. We like that kind of stuff. Guys, not so much. Guys are like, tell me what to do, and I'll do it. And they cuss and they drink and they fart in their challenge groups. And they're okay with that. That's them. They're fine with it. They don't need all that coddling. It's like, just tell me what to do. Okay, I need to do this program for 30 days straight. I'll be back in 30 days. So gear it towards your market. So if you're doing a big story, you're posting your transformation. Yes, you can share some parts of it and how you were feeling if there was some insecurity or whatever. But gear it towards like you're talking to your homeboy or your best friend. If that's who you're gearing towards. If you're gearing it towards the women, then we just have to go deep inside our emotions. That's not really hard for us, especially when we're PMSing. It's a great week to write those type of posts. You'll be hollering the whole time through. Trust, it's happened. All right. I actually went through that a lot faster. I just shared it on the Black Diamond Call, and it took us like 50 minutes to get through that, but we were talking a lot. So they had a hero/heroine sketch that we did as well. And so it was basically like, who's my hero? Who's my heroine? So who are you trying to reach with your business? Who's your ideal customer? And it's really being as specific as possible when you're gearing your post towards that person. So finding out what is their external problem. Is it that they need to gain muscle? Is it that they need to lose weight? Is it that they're trying to just tone up? Is it that they have loose skin? What are those external things that they're concerned about? What is the internal things that they're concerned about? Are they depressed? Do they not have energy? Do they want more energy with their kids? Do they want to be able to run around with them? Do they want to be able to feel the confidence to wear the clothes that they used to wear? I really, really, really externally, I want to rock a crop top. But that means I have to feel confident enough in my own skin and in my body to make that happen. So, little external thing. It's external, but it's an internal thing for me. And so how is there, when you're addressing those internal problems, it's really is, like I was saying, how do the external problems make them feel? And then how can you position yourself as their guide to get through all of that? Is their internal struggle appropriately addressed in your marketing? Is it something that they can see on your page? If they come on your page and they read and they're like, oh, wow, so she struggled with depression too. She struggled with lack of energy too. She struggles with finding the time to work out too. She, all of that stuff that you have. How can you give them a plan to make it happen for them? And then how can you call them to take action? So not really feeling like you're entitled, like, oh my gosh, I'm so great and I'm so wonderful and look at the results that I've had and I can help everyone do everything. Don't be entitled. Really be in depth with their story. Be more interested than you are interesting. So, yeah, that was really the big things. That was it, I think. Yes. Figure out who you are, which is what those questions are for. That'll give you a whole lot of information to put your post around. Don't be the hero. I don't know what this says. Oh, don't be the hero, make heroes. I put a little line down there, so that looked real bad. It looked like don't be the hero, make herpes is what I was reading. And I was like, that's not right. That's definitely not what that says. I'm going to need to reread that. I was writing real fast. So, and then the big thing that I really took away from that whole thing was approach every workday like if you don't share your story and you don't help them, then nobody else is going to do it. Because think about the person who you reached out to come to this business. If they had never put that story out there, then you wouldn't be here. You would never have been introduced to this opportunity. So just my little tidbits for this evening. I know that was a lot and it was kind of heavy, but did it help at all? Do you guys feel like, oh, wow. Yes? Got some stuff to kind of work on and revamp for the week? And it's a really, if you can keep this type of stuff in the back of your mind, especially the internal thing in the back of your mind when you're messaging and talking to people, it's going to be a game changer. Promise. See such a difference. And I would like to give Michelle a huge shout out because I finally saw a transformation picture go up. I was like, oh my goodness, is that what I think it is?
Because it's Transformation Tuesday. Woo!
It is. I was like, oh my gosh, she did it. She freaking did it. So exciting. And that transformation is huge. It's really good. Have you gotten a lot of comments?
I have, and one of the comments was, you've inspired me. I've started walking, and I've walked for like the last 2 weeks and I've gotten stronger and better and I'm like, aw, awesome.
Yeah, that is sweet. That's good. Those are the type of things that you like to hear. Kind of boost your spirit. Okay. I have one other quick thing to share with you guys, and I'm not going to go into depth on it this week, but we did a really big, I don't even know what it's called. Shalene came up there and talked to us about Periscope. I don't know if you guys are on Periscope. It is the new growing social media outlet. It is live video. So people are literally getting on there talking live. It's connected through Twitter. So if you don't have a Twitter account, you will have to get a Twitter, but you can get on there. You can follow your favorite celebrities. I'm following Christine Dwyer and Shalene Johnson. There's so many different people that you can follow on there. I've started using it, obviously. I'm sure since it's not my profile picture, because I want people to really go and do it. That is my jam. I was like, oh, live video? Oh, yes, she is all about that. She's really excited. I was like, this is it. This is going to be the thing that's going to change for me because I'm very comfortable on camera. So this is fantastic. It's a great way to build trust with people. That was the big thing that they shared because people get to see the real you. I mean, you're live on camera. So if your husband comes in and says something crazy, they get to see your reaction to that. If, your dog does something absolutely outlandish and farts while you're doing the video, you're like, oh my God, really? Right in the middle of my video. People get to see that. They get to see the real you. They get to interact with you. We will be going more into Periscope training. Andrea has actually asked me to do a Misfit team call. So that'll be on December 7th. So I'll be doing a big call about Periscope and kind of how to get into it for those who are interested in it. But I think it's going to be a really great way to build. There's like 20 million users on Periscope right now, and there's only 75,000 people who are broadcasting. So this is a growing market, and if you get in on it now, by the time Periscope blows up, it's going to be, like, if you're an expert at that point in time, there's nobody who's going to be able to stop you from building. She said Shalene has now built her stuff up. She's gotten like 2,000 emails a day just from Periscope because people feel like they know her now because she's in her bedroom, she's in her office, she's playing with her dogs. It's just her and her life and her tips. So, cool. Do you guys have anything? Do we need to go over some Success Club goals before I let y'all?
I met my goal for the week of the one, but it's not showing up in my customer, so I have to call.
Yes.
Rich, because he showed me the email and everything, but for some reason it's not popping in, and he went to my link that I gave him. So,
oh, did he have a Beachbody account before?
Nope.
No.
So I have to call. But so I met my goal, at least my one, but like I have to get him officially over there.
Yes.
So I have all the details. I just have to get it done and call in.
You did meet your goal, which is fantastic. I think there's like a 3-day thing on that, so I would get on that like as soon as possible. Because it's like after 3 days.
I'm gonna call right after this. Right? They're open.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. Yeah. You can do that or get them on live chat one.
And my goal is to inspire and get some sales while I'm over at the 3-day this weekend, since I'll be literally with thousands upon thousands of women.
Yeah.
So
I would make sure that when you're doing your post, if you're going to be taking a whole bunch of pictures, I always tell my coaches, like, our social media is our business now, so we don't get to post like 15 different pictures throughout the day. We don't have that luxury anymore. We have to post 3 very valuable pieces of content that we're posting now. So if you got a whole bunch of collage pictures, like you take like 15 pictures on the walk, by all means, I say put it in a nice little collage picture and then share the value of that day and what you have. That would be a good thing for you to Periscope too. If you're doing
Yeah,
that,
I'm not doing the whole Periscope thing.
all right, that works. No problem with that at all. Or doing, even if you just do a video and put it up on Facebook, that could work too. Sharing the experience of it with people.
Yep.
Cool. All right. So what's your goal for next week?
Well, I'm going to try and get another one this week before I leave and or right when I get back. So at least one, because
like the way that sentence was worded at all. I did.
What?
I just
Try. Well,
yeah.
Because I'm either going to do it before I get back, or because I can't really sometimes I can't do it while I'm there, while I'm walking. I can't be doing anything while I'm walking. I'm not allowed. So that's like a majority of my day.
So you'll get somebody before you get there.
Hopefully. Yes, that's what I'm doing all my follow-ups. I'm doing all my follow-ups before I leave. I am doing all my follow-ups before I leave.
Okay.
Hey, just to let you know, I'm going to be out of town. I'm going to be walking in this thing.
Yeah.
So, just a reminder, I'll check in back in with you when I get back type of thing. And so I'm going to put all my reminders out before I leave too.
Sounds good. All right, cool. Roberto, what's your goal for the week?
Right now, my goal.
If it's business related, if it's just getting back in the swing, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, it's getting back in the swing of things.
Okay.
Consistency. Yeah. Trying to re-up.
Okay. Can I give you one social media tip?
No, yes.
No, you may not. Okay. I love your motivational post that you put up. What I might recommend is not typing out what it says in the picture on your post, if that makes sense. So like your post might say, have a great day, it's Monday, and then you also write it at the top, have a great day, it's Monday. I'm like, wait, but that's what the picture says. I read it on the picture. So I would say either add some of your value and what it means to you in the post, or just post a picture. Just throw it up there, like little tidbit, little motivation for Monday, or just a little motivation to get you through your day, something like that. That's my only tip. But I do see that you are getting back into posting. Did you see you got tagged on my size video by Christopher?
Yes.
And it was your turn. I think he is strategically ignoring that post.
I just cleared out like 53 notifications just now.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. You are my consistent person to not be consistent.
I'm
You are consistent at that. I recognize that about you. I think you just need to find what your social media niche is. And that'll be your consistent thing. One that you feel like you can be on. I don't know if that's Instagram or Facebook or what you feel is the most convenient for you. And that may be up to you to try to find. But whatever one is that you feel like, okay, yeah, I can get on here. Maybe it's Twitter. It's quick, it's easy. No? Okay. All right. Well, you'll find it. I'm confident. Okay. So is our goal for you this week consistency?
See.
Got it. Okay. All right. TJ, what you got, boo?
I'm muted.
I know. What's your goal for this week?
My goal is 1. I just got 1, and so I have a goal of another 1.
Yay!
Yay!
Congrats! You guys set these goals and killed it. So excited.
Yay!
All right.
So that is my goal, and other than that, I think I'm posting tomorrow my picture. We'll see.
Yeah. I'll be on the lookout. I'm gonna be like stalking your page all day, waiting for that. That is gonna be good. You're gonna do the one from the front? Yes. Absolutely. That is going to inspire and motivate so many people. Just make sure you have a really good call to action on the bottom. Like, my next group starts November 30th. Get Thanksgiving off together. Comment below or message me to join. Yes. And be ready for it to blow up. Just so you know. Just saying. Results pictures, for whatever reason, people are like, oh, that's what you did? I don't care how much it cost. Like, that's what you did and it worked for you? Okay, let me do it. It's crazy. And I highly recommend knocking out Success Club this week because nobody's gonna want to be talking next week. It's Thanksgiving. It's gonna
Right.
be a dead week. So I wholeheartedly, I've been pushing like really, really hard these past 3 weeks because I know, just like the same thing we're gonna have to do in December is push like crazy those first few weeks because by the time
Right.
Christmas rolls around, it's gonna be dead, and then right when New Year's rolls around, just get ready for the influx of people
Okay.
who are like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm ready. Like, okay, 50 of you are ready. Okay, awesome. Thanks, guys. Thanks. Where was everybody before Christmas? So, and then make sure that you guys are also advertising for Hammer and Chisel.
Hammer
So you can
chisel.
incorporate that in with your 21-day fix. Like with your results, you can definitely say that. Like I just finished. You know, I got great results from the 21-day fix. I'm geared up, ready for Hammer and Chisel to drop next month, and then go into, you know, your story of what it's done for you internally. So it doesn't have to be big on Hammer and Chisel. You just throw it in a post somewhere. Cool.
Cool.
All right. Anything else that you guys have? Questions, issues that have come up? Nope. Okay. All righty. Well, thank you guys so much for jumping on tonight, and I will see y'all next week. Cool.
Night.
All right. Good night.